If you want results like this, then I suggest you pull up a notebook and pen, get some coffee. I'll have some with you. In fact, let me not sugarcoat this. I fucking love coffee. Don't concentrate on the fact my beard is a lot shorter. Barber's looking a bit shorter. Fair enough. Fucking listen. I'm going to show you in 12 weeks how you can go from this to this. Trust me, it is possible. Trust me, this guy is natural. It's just a fucking formula that I understand and I know how to get people to. I'm going to teach it to you in this video. So listen. Okay, this is the result. This is what we managed to achieve in just a 12-week time frame. This video is going to be solely about body recomposition. Losing body fat, gaining muscle at the same time to get a fucking superhuman out the end of it, but then he could even go and he'd be in a prime position now to continue building muscle because he's lean and responsive to insulin and lean and responsive to training stimulus. Look at the difference in that fucking side shot, by the way. Fucking absolute W for this guy. He fucking sent it. 12 weeks, no messing about. End product is a fucking different animal. And this guy's tall. I know this. I met this guy once. In Ibiza, he's parachute regiment just like I was. Met him in Ibiza, a good 6'3" or 4", tall guy. Now he's tall, brown, and in fucking very, very good shape. This man is going to be dangerous, a dangerous force across the earth. But anyway, you can see the result, you're happy with it, now you want to know, how do we get there? So the first thing we need to do is understand the start point. So as we can see, when I assess a client, I'm like, right, what's his scale weight? Okay, we've got that. And what is his current body fat percentage? Those 2 points are the most critical things you need to understand. And then obviously the goal, like what do you actually want? And we knew for this guy, it was to get him bigger and leaner and just overall looking better. So what's critical when you do this is the setup. How you set this up is the difference between you fucking it up and absolutely nailing it. Now, when I assess someone like this, they're not really fat. 17% is not really fat. It's not an acceptable level of body fat, but they're not really fat at all. I mean, anything below 20, you're not really fat, if I'm honest. But he's also not got that much muscle on him. So we need to be very careful here because he needs to lose the body fat, we'd all agree. No one wants to be 17% body fat. But also, he needs to build muscle as well. So there's a problem with a calorie deficit. There's a problem with a calorie surplus. The calorie surplus, he's already in a prime position where he'll just start accumulating more body fat because that's what his body is set up and used to at the minute. But also, if you took him in a massive deficit, then how is he going to be able to really build as much tissue as we actually managed to? So there's a problem with a deficit. There's a problem with a surplus. And what I'm going to show you is what we did instead. So we're going to start off with the nutrition first. Now, when we assess, obviously we assessed his body composition. We got all the data. Happy days. We know how active he is within a given day. We now know his maintenance target. The trick, the key trick to training clients like this is to put them in just below maintenance, and I mean just below it, so a very minute deficit. Why? Why do I say that? Well, they do need to lose body fat, so it's going to come off slowly. It is. But they need as much fuel to drive performance in the gym to build tissue. You take that away, they won't build the tissue. They just won't have the energy, they won't have the drive, they won't have the recovery capacity, they won't have the glycogen in the muscle to fucking send it in the gym. So you need to keep the food as high as you can, but no higher than you really need to. Why I really love these fucking transformations, and I've got a few more of them coming. I've got another one to do a video on, and then a few more in the pipeline. I really like these ones. The last one I posted on my page, where I actually didn't give that much value about how to get the result, more about stop being a piece of shit and change your life. These ones I think are the best types of results because you know the big guy that lost all the weight, you know what to do. Put yourself in a deficit and fucking send it. If you're already 8 to 10% body fat, go into a surplus, fucking send it for a year. These ones, these are the real art because the average person looks like this. The average person is fairly flat and skinny and a little bit soft. So these are the most relatable and rewarding transformations because you're literally turning them into superhumans. A lot of tissue has been added in a short space of time. So I really do like these transformations, and I really think you ought to pay attention when we discuss this. So his initial maintenance target is about 3.2, because remember, this guy is 94 kilos. He's quite a tall guy. So his slight deficit, he was still on 2,900 calories. That's a lot of food. You watching this probably don't eat that much food. He was on that, and he was able to drop and to recom. So what we did was, with the nutrition, we set him on that amount for 6 weeks. And for 6 weeks, we didn't change the nutrition at all. After the first 6 weeks, we started to then increase the deficit a little bit more. To the point where, but we use it through output, so through cardio. And when you're doing cardio, you want to do cardio daily, but you don't want to accumulate any fatigue. So how can you do that? Use an incline treadmill, a cross trainer, or a bike. Set the heart rate to 120 to 130, run that for 20 minutes. You will be able to do that every day, no problem, without accumulating any fatigue. Now, as a disclaimer, we only went up an extra 5 minutes in cardio because of this guy's lifestyle, which I'll go on to in a bit. With the nutrition, the only time we really started to take it down was at week 8, and then again at week 10. He finished up though, he's on 2,700 calories, so I really didn't need to pull that much from food. Just for how well just being slightly below maintenance really worked for him, we didn't need to pull that much. And I would advise you to increase the cardio before you pull the food, always. Remember, food drives performance in the gym. We're here to build tissue and rip off the body fat. We're not here to rip everything off the frame. So keep food as high as you can, which may sound crazy compared to what you've heard in the past online. So we only really staircased him down a little bit. What did we do with his training? Well, we run the split that I made a video on in the past. Let me just get you the title. The best workout routine for building muscle. It's on my channel. You can go watch that after this, and that will give you more detail on what we did for his training. But essentially, we ran a 5-day split: push, pull, legs, rest, chest and back, arms and delts. And why did we do that? Well, what were the main priorities? The upper body. We want a big aesthetic physique, as I speak about in that program. That is what we want. We want to bring up the arms. We want the chest. We want the back, we want the triceps, we want to bring those points up. So it made more sense to tailor the program around that. Just one leg day. Why? Because we don't want to accumulate too much fatigue. Legs is fucking a big heavy day. Never skip it. Train it once a week, but you don't need to do it anymore because you will accumulate more fatigue. And when you are in a slight deficit, it's going to make adherence a little bit harder. So that was the split we ran for that. Now, what's really important to speak about is the life setup for this guy. This guy runs his own business. He has 2 newborn children. So he's a very busy guy. This guy was in the gym at 5 a.m. every fucking day, or every training day that he needed to. And he took his meals with him to work. Why? Because remember, it's all about the man you need to become. The man he needed to become to look like this needed to get up to the gym at 5, because he ain't going to do it after work because he's had a busy long day, and he needs to be a supportive father to his wife and his children. The man he needed to become needed to take his meals with him, because otherwise he's going to finish one job and then have to go and find food from somewhere. Is that going to be on plan on macros? Of course it's not. Of course it's not going to be it. So he needed to plan ahead, and he needed to beat the system by training early in the morning. Steps were accumulated across the day. Now remember, I said we never put cardio above 25 minutes because the guy just didn't have the time, and you may not have the time. So it's at that point where ideally increase cardio instead of taking from food. If you haven't got that option, obviously you're going to have to take from food to keep cardio where it is. You've got to create the deficit somewhere along the line to rip the body fat off to come in this lean. So your life setup really is everything with this. Like, I can give you the formula. I can say, do this exactly like this. If you're a piece of shit and don't plan the day the night before, you're never going to succeed anyway. You're going to come up with an excuse of, oh, I'm too busy. I've got a full job, a business to run. I've got a family to run. I can't do it. You can do it. It's just literally your mental brain being like, no, I will go and achieve this. Because that's all this guy did. Look at him. He's a fucking absolute machine. Because he just decided, I'm going to go and get this result. It's 12 weeks of hard work, and then I get to look like a fucking beast. So you have to ask yourself, what do you really want? Are you going to structure your day out prep your meals, take them with you, do the training, and tick off the non-negotiables. Because if you are, you're going to get a fucking insane result at the end of it. And let me tell you, when you do it for a week or two, it becomes routine, it becomes maintenance. You don't even think about it. It's boom, 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 prep, good, take with me, yeah, train, bang, 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 progressive overload, long lifts. And he sent me form clips. That was another fucking big one. And a big thing I preach in the Gorilla Platoon. My clients send me form clips. Why? Because the knowledge I have in here needs to be inserted to the client training on the gym floor. If it isn't, excuse me, the result will not be the same. The leanness will be the same. I can almost guarantee the leanness will be the same. If you eat a certain recipe amount of calories, it will spit out a lean physique at the end. But the amount of tissue built will not be the same. It really will not. And that is why I'm so big. I make them send me form clips, a minimum of 4 every week. And I say, no. Don't lift it like this. Lift it like this. And give them exact pointers. How fast, how slow to lift it, where specifically to move their arm into, how deep to go down, and then finally, are they pushing it with true, real intensity? And even just by sending me the clip, they're going to train a little bit harder because they know I'm going to watch it and beast them if it's fucking a weak set. That was really critical. And that's a big thing in the online coaching space. Online coaching is a beautiful thing. I can help loads and loads of people versus if I was on a gym floor. But you have to send in form clips for me to be able to see how you're training. So that's really important. And he did that and then got the result for it at the end. So the life setup is literally everything. Training and nutrition is a formula. Do it, it will spit out the result at the end. If you don't get this right, then fuck. None of this matters. Literally none of this matters. Obviously, he didn't even sleep as well as we could have. Like, for him to grow really well, he'd ideally need to sleep a bit more. This guy, 6 hours max. Ran on 6 hours. 6 hours. Motherfuckers complain if they don't get 8. This guy ran on 6 hours and turned into a superhuman. So there really is no excuse. You sleep what you can sleep. You do what you can do. You hydrate as much as you can. You get your steps in. You just make it happen, boys. There's the formula. Go and fucking make it happen. Text me when you get the fucking result on Instagram and say thank you. Subscribe to this channel. But more importantly, if literally I will take you from this to this. That's my job. That's what I do here. So if you want to get involved and you want me to do it for you, because as you can see by my weird psychopathic fucking tonality, I basically just jump through the WhatsApp screen and make sure they get the result. I already know when they're going to fuck up. Why? Because I've lived this myself. I've done dieting myself. I know where the constraints are. So I already can pre-brief them before they're even going to happen. I know when they're going to fuck it up. So I already know the answers and the solutions to tell them way before that. So their brain is like an aeroplane that's flying through the air, and I just slightly turn it so it doesn't go that way. It veers off to this way towards the end result. And that's essentially my fucking job, boys. But it's hard to do it by yourself. It is quite hard because, like, the beauty of having a coach is he'll tell you when to pull calories, he'll tell you when to increase cardio, he'll tell you when to stop being a bitch and just do the thing, and he'll tell you how to lift it. So I also get coaching. It's very valuable. If you want to join my program, cool. If you don't, that's cool as well. There'll be links in the description. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe to the channel. There'll be another video coming out like this so you can learn more shit about how to get insane fucking results. See you in the next one.